Sankarea is also one of the titles I wanted to review ever since I started this channel, mainly because it reminds me a lot of another anime I love and cherish, namely Dusk Maiden of Amnesia.
Oh wow, how rude.
If you haven't seen that show, I definitely recommend it over this one. Try it out, guys. It's a superior property. I see certain ideas that resemble each other in both anime, which is why I'm taking the liberty of comparing these otherwise different stories. While Dusk Maiden of Amnesia was about some hot voluptuous ghost girl, living in an abandoned school building.
One more time. I am a ghost.
Stop joking around!
Here we have a cute, slender zombie girl who was abused and controlled by her family.
I'll do whatever it takes as long as you promise whenever I become a zombie, you'll take good care of me.
Both these waifus are pale-skinned brunettes with long straight hair and slender build.
Pale skin, almond eyes, a tall, slender build. But that wasn't all.
So yeah, I kinda drew some parallels right from the beginning.
And I know plenty of dudes who would love to take advantage of you.
Well, how would I know that?
Plus, even the allure of falling in love with an apparition or a zombie is kinda appealing, and definitely makes for an interesting dynamic between her and the main character.
You never thought you'd use your skills to sew up your own skin, huh? Ugh, that's so gross!
Sorry, but I need you to hold it closed.
Speaking of which, I kinda like the protagonist better here, rather than in the Dusk Maiden. Granted, there was not much of a competition, because Taichi-kun is one of the weaker aspects of the show.
Ah! I'm so sorry! I just thought if you were a ghost, I couldn't touch you!
Here, however, Chihiro is a weird and eccentric guy. Not sure I would call him likable or anything, but at least he has some interesting hobbies.
No way! You're bringing him back from the dead? That's amazing!
He's also into undead girls. Well, already the anime has a great start, with a necrophilia fetish.
I know this'll sound weird, but ever since I was a kid, I've dreamed of having a zombie girlfriend.
Please.
This is why I watch these type of shows, to see how crazy and wild they are gonna get, while still presenting the same anime tropes and cliché of the ecchi genre. Most fan service focus titles is similar and definitely follow a certain pattern to satisfy certain demographics, so it feels kinda cool to have a more unusual premise for an otherwise standard experience.
She's so excited, just shopping.
So yeah, even if the main character looks like an average teenage boy, with Wolverine cat ears attached to his forehead, he's still a bit different than the usual archetype. He spends all his day alone watching horror movies and collecting props and displays them in his room. While I am more of an erotic figurine collector, so I don't exactly approve of his decorations, but it serves him well enough to get laid, which is far more than I can claim with my orchid seed figurines. Yeah, as typical for this kind of show, one blood relative seems romantically invested into him, even though he does have a lovely sister around who cooks and takes care of the chore.
She does all the housework. You don't meet many 12-year-olds like her.
We are thankful for this meal.
It is his energetic cousin who seems to have the hots for him.
Who knows what'll happen? I might decide to have my way with you.
If you ask me, there's a missed opportunity when it comes to his sister. She's petite, silent, and rarely displays any emotions. She would be perfect fit for his eccentric taste and personality. Also, she claims that she is special because she cooks and takes care of everything. Well, I think Rito from the Love Ru may also claim the same.
But you should really learn the difference between fantasy and reality. It's embarrassing being related to you sometimes.
Back to the inches. Sadly, the show does not go that route. Unfortunately, this is no harem anime after all. So I have to do with some petty shots and shower scenes when it comes to the females. Another major positive for this anime is that we actually get nudity later into the series. We get just a little glimpse of Ranko's boobs, but still was enough to revigorate my interest and made me care a bit about the characters. I also like how the little sister sleeps with a weird triangle on her face kind of like a corpse, or maybe even a ghost.
Oh, he's up to something.
Again, Dusk Maiden of Amnesia.
It's just it's so embarrassing!
Huh?
I can only recommend that show. So the cousin is a lot of fun. She barges in on the main character and even pulls some wrestling moves on him while on his bed.
Expect me to believe that? You were sitting here watching movies alone when you could have watched them with me!
Funny thing, I just reviewed Mayo Chiki, and their little sister was the one dominating the protagonist. Would have thought that anime can be repetitive sometimes. Back to the cousin. Rankon is cheerful, aggressive, and kinda naughty. She obviously has feelings for Chihiro, and gets a little bit jealous when he asks her about Rhea.
So he's got a thing for Rhea Sanka.
I also really enjoyed her Ahegawa zombie face. She makes to appeal to Chihiro's perversion.
Ranko Saoji is my cousin. She works for her family's restaurant, and she's a sophomore at Sanka Academy.
It definitely made me hard. So yeah, that's hot. I want more anime girls to do that on the proper channels, because there's plenty of such material elsewhere, if you know what I mean. Apparently the boys and girls are separated from each other and attend different high school.
Sanka Academy students are some of the brightest and most beautiful girls in Japan. Meanwhile, the boys at our school are a bunch of dopey schmucks.
Which is a shame. How is some dude gonna get some puss if he cannot interact with the females around him?
How am I gonna meet the woman of my dreams when I can't even get close enough to charm him?
More like scare him.
Hey!
Everyone seems to have a tough life here. Speaking of which, Rhea seems to have the weirdest and most uncomfortable one. She's pretty rich and liked by her classmates.
She's the daughter of the Sanka Girls Academy director.
But in actuality, she's being controlled and manipulated by her father.
I don't want to sound insensitive, but it's kind of nice to know you trust fund kids have it hard too.
Yeah, that weird demon-looking fucker has some weird hobbies when it comes to his family. His wife died a while ago, and since Rhea resembles her looks, he became obsessed with his daughter. Now this isn't gonna get that dark. I mean, it's still a comedy romance after all. So he's basically only taking nude photos of her. Now, it is unclear if he's also fapping to them.
I don't like you taking naked pictures of me on my birthday!
I don't think I want to know, honestly. So we will leave it at that. What Daiichiro is definitely fapping to is his new promiscuous looking wife. But even here, he ruins everything. It makes me even more pissed off. He does not fuck his wife. I mean, that is sad. Look how hot her body is.
Darling.
She acts like a total hoe, and even has a pretty face to go with her hips and boobs. It feels like a complete waste of resources not to put your dick in such a property.
You understand what a tragic life I've led. I haven't been touched in ages, but now that you're here, we...
I get that he fell in love with some other chick, and he cannot get over his first marriage. But then, why even remarry such a gorgeous tramp if you're not gonna grace your carrot with her? Makes no sense. He's rich. He has plenty of maids who can be the mother figure for her daughter.
Middle of the day and she already reeks of booze.
I didn't know host clubs were open in the afternoon till I started working here.
So why bring that chick into the family? I guess her personality is kinda trash. She's mean and drunk most of the time, and does not communicate properly with Rhea. But again, if he does not like her personality, and if he did not bought her for her body, then why marry at all? Did she come with some weird favors? I mean, did he have to marry her to maintain his status, fortune, or position, pun intended? It does not sound like it. From the backstory alone, it is given that he's the rich guy around. So yeah, maybe Daiichiro had second thoughts about his purchase once his daughter started to resemble her mother. He marries Arya as a spare, and then realized that it's better to jerk off the picture of his daughter. Now, even saying that out loud makes me hate him even more. He's breaking the main bro code. You don't terrorize your children, and you most certainly don't stay absent when you marry such a fine, willingly easy woman.
Did you ever stop to think that maybe he is fond of women, but he's simply not interested in any of you?
This anime pissed me off, Not only the protagonist with his cat ears with Asian-born personality, but also the supporting characters, especially the incestuous daddy, even the boring, evil-looking dad from Evangelion was getting laid on the side when his son wasn't watching, which was great. Lab chicks need some shots every now and then to stay healthy. Therefore, he had one remedy quality, and I hated that guy. He, however, Daichiro simply takes nude photos of his daughter. Not cool, bro, not cool. This is not allowed, even in animes. Sure, if you want to sleep with your sister or flirt with your cousin, now these are acceptable tropes of this amazing form of entertaining. But to be that mean, controlling, and unpleasant to such a cute-looking waifu, it's unforgivable. Definitely on the worst anime dad list, right next to the monkey guy from Attack on Titan. Anyhow, I don't like this anime. I mean, Sankarea has plenty of redeeming qualities, and the story is sort of interesting, although plagued by cliché and shallow characters. I do appreciate the art style. The anime has some cool-looking visuals. As an artist myself, I fancy the strong contrast of colors. Now I know I've compared this anime with Dusk Maiden Of Amnesia before, and I still regard it to be superior to this one. Even the beautiful art style or interesting design pales in comparison with the creepy horror atmosphere that surrounds Yuko Kanoe. Not to mention that Yuko is way more busty and flirty with the main character than here.
You're thinking about sex.
No, not at all.
It's okay if you are.
Ria is a cool, fun girl to have around, but she's more like the clueless fish out of water archetype, like Hiyori from Naragami. So I preferred if she would have remained a more subtle aspect of the anime. Before I come to a close, I also gotta address the main narrative of the show. Ria dies and gets resurrected as a zombie. From that moment on, the show kinda loses its drama and becomes an erotic, funny adventure. See, the show even has a final battle between the main character and Ria's father, who has been portrayed until now as the antagonist of the story. It's nice to see the protagonist actually be a badass for a change and confront problems of his love interest. Even so, the anime is overall built on a good premise, but fails to properly develop its characters or their relationships. I give Sankarea a 7.4 out of 10. If you like brunette, slender, pale-looking waifus, this anime is definitely worth a try.
No point arguing, huh?